Hello, welcome to the self-learning platform by Dr. Sushma Singh. Today we start Unit 7, Dalit Movements. And we are discussing Bahujan Samaj Party and the Dalits. Now we discuss limitations of Bahujan Samaj Party or BSP. Now let us focus on the problems, the limitations which the BSP confronts as a political party. We will see that the limitations the BSP faces are serious enough, and some of these problems are similar to what the other Ambedkarites parties, including the RPI, had faced earlier. One of the more serious problems which it confronts is the problem of ideology. It appears that the BSP has an exclusive ideology. It has a program for the Dalits in the country, but not for the vast mass of the poor, even though it claims that it represents the majority or the Bahujans. Secondly, the ideological program does not contain any economic program for the category which it sought to mobilize. In the absence of an economic package or content, the BSP ideology looks very limited or restricted to social justice alone. That is why it has been difficult for the BSP to pursue or give directions to economic policies. Whenever it has attained power in the state of Uttar Pradesh, thus the ideology of the BSP happens to be an exclusive one. The second problem with the BSP, which Jagpal Singh and others have noted, is that the BSP is a leader centric party. Though it had adequate number of leaders and functionaries, yet it is a party in every sense led by its supremo Kashiram and to some extent by Mayabati, though in more recent times Kashiram had been sidelined. On several important occasions, it is these two important leaders who have taken decisions alone by ignoring the party altogether. This is a problem which we have noted earlier, a problem common with the Ambedkarites parties formed after the death of Ambedkar. The RPI and other Ambedkarites parties have faced similar kind of problems. Even Ambedkar himself never had any inclination for a strong organization and an organized movement. Ambedkar's biographer Keir has noted that Ambedkar did not try to organize his political party on modern lines. He had no taste for individual organization. There were no regular annual conferences or general meetings of the organizations with which he was connected. Where and when he sat was the venue of the conference and the time for decision. The more serious problem with the BSP is its limited social base. Despite of all the talks of Bahujan Samaj and all the claims that the BSP will represent 85% of the population in the Indian society, the fact remains that in North India it remains a political party of Chamars or Jatas. The Chamas constitute the backbone of the BSP support. We have seen earlier that the Chamas or the Jatavs in Uttar Pradesh were the most politicized of the caste in the state. It is this caste which benefited from the policy of reservation of the central and the state governments, and it is this category that forms the backbone of the BSP. It does not represent the interest or the Balmikis or the Parsis who are the poorest among the Dalits, but it represents only the elite among the Dalits. In UP, it had expected to increase its appeal. It has even attempted to become a catch-all political party which but failed miserably in this effort. The primary contenders in UP of the party are the Samajwadi Party, the BJP, and the Congress. In a situation of this, in a fragmented party system where the competition is highly multi-cornered kind, it looks very unlikely that the BSP will be able to improve its vote share further, though in terms of seats, it may gain some more seats as seen in the 2002 elections. The expansion of its social base is more unlikely also because the BSP government in the state have clearly shown its caste bias in favor of Chamars, which alienated other castes and the minority communities from it. Moreover, apart from UP, the BSP does not have a significant presence in other states, especially in the west, southern states, and the east. Fourthly, the prime agenda of BSP is to capture power, and this had led the party to pursue unusual strategies to attain power in Uttar Pradesh. It has formed alliances with parties with which it does not have any ideological and pragmatic affinity at all. Its alliance, for example, with BJP on three different occasions, including during the 2002 elections, has raised considerable doubts about the sanguine purpose and objective of the party. This had two different kinds of effects in the political circles and in the eyes of electorate. The BSP's credibility has gone down. Very often it has been referred to as an opportunist party ready to form coalitions with the strange forces. This kind of opportunism and lack of purpose to a large extent has eroded the credibility among a large section of the non-Dalits. These non-Dalits are included by the BSP in the category of Bahujans. With these limitations, the BSP will find it extremely difficult to expand its social base among these sections of the community. But despite these limitations, the progress of BSP in the recent years, particularly in the 1990s, has been dramatic. Now, let us sum up the unit. A brief survey of Dalit mobilization and movements in India in the contemporary period reveals that though the mobilization of Dalits at an India level had started prior to independence, with the efforts of Ambedkar, who differed with Gandhi and the Congress, it gained momentum with the mobilization efforts of the BSP after its formation in 1984. The BSP had succeeded in many respects. It had mobilized Dalits politically to a significant extent in some states, though it suffers from its own set of problems. It has succeeded in coming to political power in the largest state of Uttar Pradesh, which no Dalit organization either formed by Ambedkar or later was able to do. All this probably indicate that in future years there will be greater participation, assertion, and mobilization of Dalits at the all India level. Now we want to wind up this lecture and we have come to the end of the unit. Thank you so much for your attention.